Trust me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights, just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp. I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo.
No introduction really necessary. Get the message like a secretary. Boy, I'm legendary. When I'm dead and buried, still be kicking flavor in the cemetery. Trap music.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the New York Jets. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. Able to slither by. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. A former Seminole back home in Florida. It's Dalvin Cook. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. These Jags and Jets, they met in one of the stranger games a season ago, Week 4, I believe it was, and got all the way down to 28 seconds remaining in OT before Chandler Catanzaro ended it for the Jets with a 41-yard field goal to win 23-20.
One of the highlights of the season for the Jets, but how about the Jaguars finishing their year at the AFC Championship game?
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Omaha. You. Hey, 5-0. Hey, 5-0.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys.
But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Here we go.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Back deep to return it is Lucky Whitehead. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded just inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field.
They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Darnold on 1st down. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
54 right here. Hey, 54, Ricky.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Here we go, here we go. I got 11. 11B. To the left.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Sunday. Wide, get wide. Mike 39, Lucy. Hey, let's go, trips left. We're 54 right here. Green is
They begin with a run by Fournette. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front, creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Let's go.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? On 3rd down, Fournette. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Miles Jack in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 40. So after the INT, it's Bortles. Runs through the contact. He's going to let this one go deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jamal Adams, their number 1 pick a year ago, there on the coverage. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
Watch out. 76.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So right.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Avery Williamson coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Despite the heavy running, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. They're back now to the original line of scrimmage thanks to that 8-yard gain. 3rd down now to follow.
Let's go.
Bortles now to throw. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Spread right, 72.
The pitch to Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The tackle by Tremaine Johnson.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
After the interception, here's Darnold. He's going to try and go deep again. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Off of play action, Darnold. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning them to the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Fournette, a first down carry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Let's go, let's go.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Flush to his right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And the Jets set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The grab made by Kearse over the middle. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
They run, Cook, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. There for the tackle, Blair Brown. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. The Jets on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8.
Let's go. Blue landed.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets. But oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
11.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, It tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Bortles will try again on 2nd down. Open man right side is Sharp. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On 2nd down, Darnold. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down.
Now let's go.
A final shot before the break, Darnold. And this one is incomplete. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Here we go, here we go. Lucy.
They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Jaguars on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Bortles. And Paul has it. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Let's go.
From midfield, here's Bortles. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Paul. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get
they?
a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
77.
They'll run it again with Fournette, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's first down from the 42.
Three down.
A first down throw. Darnold. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Miles Jack in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. A give. This is Cook. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a third and still about 12 to go. Of course, last year, you think about Dalvin Cook's injury in Week 4 with a torn ACL, just hoping that he can stay healthy in 2018.
And if so, we'll see plenty of runs that will be big time in 2018. Because in 2017, he took over the starting running back job as a rookie and was off to a terrific start. In fact, if you ask people in the Minnesota Vikings organization, they were giddy at the fact that they were able to get him outside of the first round and plug him into the lineup. They expect him to be big time in this season.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Had a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Mike 39, Lucy.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. Always got some breathing room. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Bortles now on first down. Looking long for Westbrook. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Lucy. Set. 380. It's going to be a long move.
Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 28. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. The hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing here on third down. Darnold, pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Blair Brown in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Spread right, spread right, spread right, spread right, smack.
Again, it's Fournette. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Back now in Jacksonville. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And the blitz does come. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Bortles now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Green 80. Hey, spread right, Green 80. Spread right, spread right, spread right, smack. Move.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. That one complete. He finds Sharp. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and dropped shy of the 45. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Darren Lee there to get him down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And here Here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Lucy. Hey, hold it. Hey, let's go. Trips left.
They'll go with a big back Fournette. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Here we go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Trips left. It's all right.
Bortles now on 1st down. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery. But on 4th down, a change of possession anyway.
Let's go. Move.
A handoff to Fournette. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's go. Throw left. Hey, let's go. Trips left. Move.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jets. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 45, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They'll toss it to Fournette. Fournette fighting through. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Looking back to Leonard Fournette's rookie campaign, over 1,000 yards rushing. And coming into the league, some people saw this kid as an ex-Adrian Peterson. What can we expect from him going forward?
I like the comparison because of the size, the strength, the speed. But I think he catches the ball better than Adrian Peterson. So I think they can up his utilization in the passing game. But what really impressed me was down the stretch in the divisional playoff game against Pittsburgh, hurt his ankle, left the game for a while, and came back and helped power his team to a big victory. Remember, he had some dings at LSU that kept him out of a few games. I thought that was a breakthrough for Leonard Fournette.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Bortles. Banana Shark, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Now Leonard Fournette. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Hey, let's go. Trips left. Trips left. 77.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Here's Fournette. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
How about that for defense? Every hole plugged up. Can't run it inside, can't bounce it outside.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Second down and 10, Darnold. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 out of the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Jags, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos.